Thank you so much, Laura. I really appreciate it. Uh, And I appreciate everyone that came this evening. I know sometimes when we think about networking, we don't think about it as being that fun. It's more like something we have to do, you know? So networking has been easier for me when I made it more fun or or lighter, just a little bit easier to go by. So a lot of this conversation tonight, and it will be interactive conversation with me and with you and with each other throughout the night. Um, so from that standpoint, the other thing I really wanted to say was I don't can I still consider myself a networker in learning, right? So I haven't quite hit that high rung, I think if I scan a film, I think, oh, good, networkers. And some of them I know from 40 plus or on my board, like Laura. And I think also of other speakers in the past. And when I've watched them, throughout those various Mondays, maybe you've seen them too. I've always think about, there's some really good there's a ton of good information out there. So I'm just kind of applying what you're seeing as my own personal philosophy with life. So it's more like, if I have this daunting task ahead of me, and I also learned this personally from my wife, I try to find ways to make it fun or lighter or a more enjoyable experience. And that kind of pulls, my level of resistance to doing it down. So if many of you take the Myers-Briggs, you know the term, the introvert and the extrovert. So that kind of landed inside of the title for the session tonight, because there's this thing that says, oh, if I'm an introvert, it's so hard for me to talk to people or talk about myself, and I'm going to actually share with you how it's to your advantage. There is an advantage of being an introvert instead of an extrovert in networking. So I hope to see you introverts come forward tonight, because I'm going to give you the floor for that. And I want you to keep in mind tonight is, in coaching, the thing we really work toward creating for our clients is a safe environment, a container, if you will. So those times tonight where you might feel, oh, I don't want to be on camera, I don't want to talk, I don't want to go in a breakout room. Look at this more as not just fun, but it's kind of like a learning lab. It's like, hey, this is a good experiment to speak up, to engage, because there's no right or wrong here. It's just really, it's going to be an evening of learning, not just about networking, but ourselves and our preferences around networking and things that have worked, things that haven't worked for us.